Can you imagine a warrior whose legend begins with a pit full of serpents? That was the death that, according to Norse sagas written around the year 1260, Ragnar Lodbrok suffered, the Viking chieftain who terrorized Europe in the 9th century. Today I ask you, how did a humble Scandinavian farmer, born between the years 811 and 820, become the feared king of maritime raids, to the point that his own sons avenged his fall with the most numerous Viking invasion of England? Stay tuned, because in this first minute we will unearth the origins of a man whose name echoed beyond the North Seas, and whose legend survived in chronicles like those of Dudo of St. Quentin and the compilations of Snorri Sturluson. Ragnar Lodbrok was said to have been born around the year 815 in some region of the Scandinavian peninsula, possibly in what is today Denmark. Original sources blend historical facts and myth. The Saga of Ragnar Lodbrok places him as the son of King Sigurd Ring, while the Frankish chronicles describe him as leader of a fleet of drakkars. Those ships up to 30 meters in length, with a narrow keel and a dragon-headed prow. Beyond confirming his royal or legendary lineage, Ragnar became the emblem of the Vikings, seafarers, raiders, and settlers with an insatiable hunger for new lands and loot that, according to modern historians' calculations, exceeded 25 documented raids between the years 840 and 860. Ragnar's fame was born on the Gallic and British coasts. In the year 845, with a fleet of approximately 30 ships and an estimated contingent of 800 warriors, he sailed up the Seine and laid siege to Paris. He demanded a ransom of 60,000 gold coins, paid by Charles the Bald, to lift the siege in the month of June. 20 years later, in the year 865, he led raids in Northumbria and East Anglia, always targeting monasteries full of ingots and reliquaries. But Ragnar was not just a brutal raider. He introduced surprise and mobility tactics never seen before in the West. He attacked at dawn, taking advantage of the morning fog, and vanished along river routes before defences could react. According to Anglo-Saxon chronicles, his nickname came to sound more terrifying than any local monarch, Ragnar Inriki the Mighty. He is even credited with inventing mobile camps with dismantleable barracks, capable of being erected in less than 6 hours, giving him a decisive strategic advantage. The most astonishing thing is how he died, captured in Northumbria in the year 865. King Alla of Northumbria, after inflicting tortures, threw him into a pit with 23 vipers as personal revenge. However, when the news reached Scandinavia in the winter of that same year, Ragnar's legend skyrocketed. His wife, the enigmatic Aslaug, prophesied that their sons would avenge his death. And so it was. Ivar the Boneless, who was 26 years old in 865, Ubba and Halfdan gathered the Great Heathen Army, a force estimated to be more than 10,000 warriors, and landed in York on March 21st, 865 with a single objective: to settle the score with England. The Great Heathen Army, driven by vengeance, did not stop in Northumbria. In the year 866, they sacked Mercia. In the year 867, they conquered East Anglia, and between the years 870 and 874, they established Viking kingdoms in Danelaw territories. The consequences were deep and lasting. More than 300 settlements were founded with names like Thorsby and Grimsby, The Norse language mixed with Old English, giving rise to hundreds of new words, and the population of cities like Lincoln grew from 1,000 to 1,500 inhabitants in less than 5 years. Archaeological studies indicate that approximately 15% of excavated graves show Norse ritual markings, evidence of a cultural integration that transformed England's demographics and politics forever. The figure of Ragnar Lodbrok embodies the spirit of Viking expansion, boldness, cruelty, and an almost divine sense of family destiny. From king of the raid, he became a martyr in a deadly pit, and his myth ignited a warrior wave that changed Europe. If this Norse saga captivated you, subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss our next voyage. In the next episode, we will set sail eastward to the year 690 to uncover the rise of Reshaped, the only woman in history to proclaim herself Emperor of China. See you on the next journey.